Right.
Well, hello.
We're back. I'm so sorry, everybody. Obviously, we are still learning. So again, technical difficulties, but we are back at her. And I'm sorry, Moses, your introduction got cut right off. So we'll start where we left off.
That's fine. Thank you. And good evening, everyone who's watching. As she's already said, my name is Moses. From Uganda, and I'm a student at VIU, the university, the high school at the university, and I'm going to be making chapati from my home country, and it's sort of 1.5 for dinner. um, I think I'm going to let you guys see how I make it, and I hope you enjoy or pick up a few things from it. You're free to ask questions in case you don't understand or want to know about something. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll monitor the questions so I can shoot them your way as they come in.
Thank you, Dana. So what is going to go in next, Moses? And I'm the cleanup crew tonight, which is usually role reversal. So
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Well, the ingredients aren't that complicated. We're going to the main thing is flour, just ordinary flour, and when to add flour, we need some salt. We use oil for the frying part and all that, and then we use water. So basically, it just needs flour and water as the main, with salt. It sounds very plain, I know, but it's good. Another name for chapati is a fried bread. So it's kind of like a dough, like it's kind of like a pizza crust, but with a less crusty side, with a good texture. So that's my definition of how a chapati is like. So yeah, I'll just get into it. You have to remember to use hot water when you use this process. The water has to be at least warm of a temperature rather than cold, because then it's easy to mold the dough into the shapes you want. Usually it's just you make it into a bowl like structure.
And can you do different sizes, big ones, small ones, whatever
you can do big, small, depending on how many people you want to feed or how you feel like you can handle.
You want some water?
Well, Heather said it's an oily, messy, hot mess a little bit. So it depends how much you can fit in your pan, maybe.
Yeah. Flour.
Yeah, we're gonna add the flour.
I will say it's usually hard for me to let people cook in my kitchen. I often push them out. So if you see me trying to jump in, I am trying my best to stay out of the way, but it's hard.
That must be the reason why, Moses, you don't cook dinner every night, because Heather pushes you out of the kitchen.
I will not say.
Sure.
Yes.
Do we measure it?
No.
You don't measure?
Not always. Depends. You don't just pour all of it.
Okay, well,
Usually,
let's pour a cup and I'll take a step back.
Thank you.
And so can this be like a snack, or is it usually like a side for a meal, or can you make it into a sandwich or something?
Well, you can do anything with it. That's the thing. Back home, it's like it's the most common food and the most loved, but throughout like the whole country, and like the whole, even our neighboring countries have picked it up, and like it's become it's a famous food now. It started off with something small, but it ended up becoming something really fast, good, and easy to make, and it's really good and not really hard to make. Maybe you can just say it's our taste buds. I don't know. But
and most people have flour and water in their kitchen, so that's a pretty easy one.
Yep. So it's not as hard to make, and it's easy to get.
And so
So,
is there any other foods that you're missing from home?
well, there's always some food you missed, but to be honest with you, I've got I was really impressed by the food here, because the food is diverse depending on where you've been and where you are, different foods. And there is a few things that I've got in my chest buds by surprise.
Like,
um, I'm not. I'm not. The first thing that actually I really loved when I got here and actually tried was the honey garlic sauce on wings.
oh yeah.
I don't know what's up with honey garlic, but it hits me so good,
Perfect.
and I enjoy it. It's really good.
Excellent. And
Yep.
so how much flour, and I know you didn't measure your water, but about how much water do you have? And you're just mixing right now?
It's about like it depends on how much flour you're using, right?
Okay.
And so usually how we do it is that not everyone measures the water, because it depends on how much flour you're making and how much you're making for.
So you feel it.
Like, so yeah, it's something you go off like how much salt you put in, Not everyone measures salt, so it's like depends. You just feel it. It's a gut feeling that it's enough, and you can see it when you're making the dough. Do I need to add more? Is the dough thick enough now? Is it like, is it not sticky? Is it sticky? Does it need more flour? If it needs more flour, does it need more water? So it's kind of something you get good at the more you make it, and you end up figuring out the amount depending on how much you're making.
And
So
should it feel like Play-Doh? Or like what should it feel like?
it does feel like
Like
you,
Play-Doh? All right. There you go.
and you have to get it real good. You have to mix it in, get in there.
All the flour.
Yeah, as you can see, it gets a little bit sticky, and
Yeah.
you want to get it together, right? So you keep adding some flour to it, make it hold, right? And you have to be very careful that you don't over get it to get too sticky, because then it won't turn out as good. So you want it to hold, but not to be too wet. So it's
Perfect.
good. It's a good start so far. See,
And just for anybody who might be joining in now, this is Culture Kitchen. There's some new faces. Of course, mine is a new face. It's usually VIU Simon that's hosting every Tuesdays on Facebook Live. Follow VIU Cultural Connections to see what else we have going on. And tonight, just reiterate, we've got Moses from Heather's Kitchen, who also works for the Cultural Connections team. And you're making, I say fried bread, you say
chapati.
chapati.
Yeah, feel free to search it up. It's a really good food. It's really good stuff.
And so do you dip it in anything, or do you just eat it alone?
Well, that's totally up to you. For many people back home, they usually have different stuff they add to it. Some people add beans, because it's like then it's thick. That's if you want to like serve a bunch of a heavy meal, So you add beans with it and then you eat it with the dough. It's really good.
And it's more of a meal, then you've got some protein too.
Snack, But if you feel like you don't have enough time to make the addition, you can always just, back home they sell them like really cheaply, so it's easy to get, and just like the way you go and order a burger real quick and then move on, like it's a fast food at the same time, right? not fast food that is unhealthy. And
Well, it's missing some vegetables. I don't
It's
see
a-
any vegetables in
the
here.
thing with vegetables, this is a preference.
We've had a challenge with vegetables over the years.
Okay, so I have a 4-year-old son, and you're telling me it doesn't get any better then?
Just-
No.
you might as
Oh,
well
no.
feed him all the greens you can while you still can.
Hide them. You hide them in smoothies.
Yeah.
That doesn't work when they get older. They
You
find
can't call it a Ninja Turtle smoothie anymore.
Yeah, and we're just gonna leave it to rest for a minute. While we also get ready to stretch them out, right? And we get a good setup first, spread them out. That's a very key process because that's how they end up turning out, right? Most people, the traditional way of making them, you make them round, right?
Okay.
Like a naan, like or pita, you'd say, which are different varieties of the same food. So we just give it.
We've got some people watching, but nobody's wanting to comment anything yet. So feel free to ask questions, or if you've had it before, let us know. That's also very cool. And so is your oil getting hot?
Yeah,
Yep.
Should we heat it
You
up?
should preheat it. Yep.
Oh.
Okay. How much oil? Probably not gonna tell me anything specifics. I
No.
like measuring, but
Well, I would tell you, but you don't want to put too much. Just
cover the
yeah,
bottom.
a good cover on the bottom. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Oh, and another question I had.
Okay, low heat.
Yep.
Moses, I had another question about the flour.
Yeah.
Just because there's a lot of people who are, gluten-free or gluten intolerant or whatever. Can you substitute that flour, or have you? Yeah, just as
Well,
good.
it depends on what you substitute it with. Usually if you feel there's always a substitute. Like
Yeah.
for certain foods, and if you want gluten-free chapatis, they are a thing. The people do make them, and yeah, it's pretty normal. It's fine. It
Doable
doesn't
now.
affect the culture of the food anyway in any way, because every people love it anyways because of the simplicity right behind it, and like the taste is not. The taste is really, it depends on your taste buds, really, to be honest, but
Yeah.
it's really good for me.
Well, and you are deep frying it in oil. That always adds another element of
Yeah.
deliciousness.
Yeah.
That certainly helps. All
Yeah.
right. Oh, look. Clean crew. That's me.
I'm trying to get
All right.
away.
And you can probably use any oil too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just using just regular vegetable oil. That's what I have on hand, or probably canola oil. Not sure. I think those would probably be your best choices. So, yeah. And if you hear something meowing in the background, we do have a cat who keeps coming around for his treats. His treat drawer is right there. So anytime we're in the kitchen, he is also here.
Well, that's funny because I just busted mine in the background on the counter.
Oh, mine's never gone on the counter, but
Oh, she brave. Okay, I just had another couple questions on there. Ahmad is on there and he's saying hello, and just what are we doing? So just again, for anybody who's sort of joining in a little bit later today, this is Culture Kitchen and it happens every Tuesday on Facebook Live. Like I said, this is a new face, a new host today. Normally it's BIU Simon. So hopefully we're doing you proud, Simon. But yes, join in every Tuesday. It's a neat way to kind of connect with some new people and learn somewhere around the world. So back to you, Moses.
Okay, so we're beating the dough to the softness we want, right? And now we can get ready to like roll them, right? So a key thing is we always and just one of the
Heather,
most
we
important
need
things,
you.
we don't want them to stick, right? So wherever you're gonna flatten them, right? You have to add some flour, right? And yeah, and you get to you get to cut chunks like this, right? You get ball chunks like this. So it's always best to add some flour. Anytime it gets like really sticky, right? It's always fine. It doesn't affect it in any way. It prevents it from getting really sticky, which you want to prevent. And
Do you put some flour on your fingers too?
yeah, usually back home people put oil, yeah, before they actually like get on with it, so it's easier for it spread. But I won't be doing that since I need to put some flour on the pan so that it doesn't stick to it, right?
Ah, yeah.
It doesn't stick to it.
Good
Yeah.
trick.
Yeah. So we'll get that going.
And Heather, you're like a clean up as you go person, which is pretty key if you can.
I know. Did you hear the laugh when you said that? My husband just walked by and laughed out loud.
Okay, so you're not cooking, so you get to clean. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, if one cooks, the other cleans. So I don't clean up as I go.
Let that go to the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Almost ready to fry it up. I can't
Yep.
wait to hear the sizzle. I'm always talking about the sizzle.
you're not the only one. A lot of people like that one. And you know, it's not you're not the only one who loves the frying part. The frying part's the easiest and funnest part about the whole thing. Because you just get fried, flip it around, wait for it to get golden brown on each side. Yeah. So I'll just
You want me to roll that one out while you fry the other one?
ooh, this one.
Yeah.
It's one heavy one.
One's little.
We're gonna cut this in half, so it's not one giant. We don't want one giant version of the whole thing.
Have you ever made one giant chapati? Is chapati? Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
That's like when you make
yeah.
cookies and you make one big giant cookie.
Yeah. It's actually common.
Why make a whole bunch of little ones if you're going to eat them all anyway?
Yeah.
Good point. Good
Right.
point.
And Moses, has there been any foods either here or at your homestay house that have been just weird or that you really didn't like?
Nothing that I would cook would be weird, Dana.
Yeah, she actually cooks really good food, and I'm not kidding. It's good.
You heard it here, folks.
She really does. And
Do you want me to move the recorder over?
yeah, just
I
so
will
they can
follow
see,
you.
right? So as you can see, the small chapati has turned out to become really, really big.
Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be flat. Okay.
Yeah, it's really flat, but that's That's a good start. Yeah, we're gonna put that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I keep thinking he's missing the salt. I want to jump in with it, but
Can't
Again.
forget the seasoning.
taking a step back, which is hard for me.
That's fine. Usually, it's all right as long as it gets in with the oil. As long as it gets in with the oil, you're good. But I added some salt earlier. I don't think
Oh, I didn't see.
yeah, but I put in quite little so that we always adding when we're gonna fry. It's
So you're adding more salt right before you fry it?
yeah, so it gets mixed in the oil. It's good. But don't put too much. It depends, right? You don't want to put too much, then it's gonna get salty and it's not gonna be really as good, right?
All right.
Yeah, so you let it sit for a while, right? And then just turn it up a little bit. So
There
it
we
can
go.
actually start.
So you can flip it one of those.
Yep.
And so what's for dinner tonight? What are you making this to pair with?
Actually, Dana, I was gonna say there is one thing Moses does not like, which we're having tonight. So he's already had a chicken burger about an hour ago, so he's gonna just probably skip some of this. But I got some local spot prawns, which we are having for dinner tonight. And they only come out at this time of year, so you can identify them by their white spots on them, if you can see the white spot.
Yeah.
And they are the biggest prawn that we have on the coast right now. And I also think they're the most delicious. So pretty excited to have them. And interesting fact about them, for their first 2 years of their life, they are male. And then they change to female.
What?
Yeah, it's true.
Had no idea. And they melt in your mouth like butter.
Completely. Yeah.
So good. Oh, I'm jealous. Where's my invite? Why do we have to do this on Zoom?
I don't know. Maybe one day we'll have you over for dinner.
I want chapati and prawn fettuccine.
Perfect. You might have to wait about a year for them to come back and us to have dinner parties, but I'll add you to the list.
Perfect.
Oh, it's sizzling. It's sizzling.
I hear the sizzle.
That's the good part.
Now I just want to flip it, but it's not mine, so.
Don't do it, Heather.
Don't do it.
Okay, so when you told me about these, I totally thought it was kind of like a fritter or something, like a ball. But you can have it like a ball, or do you always roll it out flat?
It's always flat.
Always flat.
It's
Okay.
always flat. You can't leave it like a dumpling. You'd say. I haven't tried that though. You never know.
There you go. It's a new spinoff.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, so right now at the moment, it's still really, it's not even cooked halfway yet. It's really white, and that means it hasn't got there yet. It's still just plain raw dough on this side. So you flip it and flip it over and over again until it gets that brownish complexion.
Nice golden brown.
Yeah, it's like frying eggs.
Or like a pancake, kind of like a
Like
pancake.
a pancake thing, yeah. You would say.
See, my brain always goes to sweetness too. So when I was asking Heather about it, I'm like, well, what do you dip it in? Like chocolate sauce? And she's like, no, like hummus.
You can always dip it in with anything, right?
Ooh. Let me see.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yep.
And so would you use the chapati for like a wrap? Like if you were to make like a, I don't know, a chicken club wrap or taco or something like that?
Yeah, well, depends. Honestly, that's all.
I don't know about your taco, Dayna.
I love tacos. I just had to throw it out there.
Yeah,
Looks
but
like it could be a, you know, taco shell. Maybe it's a little crispy.
I imagine more like a Greek pita. That's in my head.
Some tzatziki and hummus. That's where the hummus came in. Okay.
I think it must be dinner time for both of us because we're talking about random foods right now. And I'm having a really hard time not wanting to flip this. This is very difficult for me.
You can go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I got permission. So I can. Oh, it's super brown. Super brown. Then we're good.
Yep, you're good to
Okay.
take it off.
All right.
We're gonna have Moses. We're gonna plate this one, Moses, and you and I can cook those other ones after.
Yep.
But we have to have the official having you eat it.
Yeah, we can go ahead and just give it a few seconds to cool.
Gonna give it a few seconds to cool so it doesn't burn. Oh, you can take it out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That looks good.
Yep.
Looks nice and brown and evenly cooked.
Yep.
It's really not
Why don't we
that.
move you up here, Moses?
Yep. I just wash my hands.
And so Moses, does your family make this a lot? Like you said you were the youngest of many siblings. Does everybody make it, or is it something that just your?
It's more like we have our mother makes it for us. She used to. And now my older siblings, there's always one of us who volunteers to do it. Right? And it's really not that hard to make. So we take turns and it's really fun, right? Especially when you make it with family guidance. And
Dayna, my screen has gone black. Are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't see you, so we'll just pretend that you're there.
And I want I feel like you guys would have like chapati wars, like who makes the best chapati.
yeah, we do that.
Well, everything is a war with your sibling.
Yeah, get approval from dad and mom. Who made the best chapati? Usually there's always rivalry among siblings.
Always rivalry among siblings. I
And
wouldn't
so,
know.
and
I
if
don't
your
know.
siblings were watching, who would you say safely makes the best chapati in your house?
You right now. Does that count?
My mom would win, not my siblings.
Good answer.
Mom
Good
makes the
answer.
best chapatis, yeah. And
Okay. So you're gonna take the first bite.
yep. So how I usually have them, I roll it like this, right?
Looks good. How is it?
I'm totally biased. I'm totally biased because I love it. It's good.
Well, that's for dinner tonight,
Mm-hmm.
along with your spot prawn fettuccine.
That's right.
Yep.
That's the next steps.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on Culture Kitchen. And thank you, Heather, for opening your home, and Moses for showing us your cool dish from Uganda. Again, this is Culture Kitchen. We're every Tuesday, Facebook Live. Follow us at VIU Cultural Connections. Awesome. Have a great dinner, guys.
All right. Bye, Dayna. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.